Okay. So hopefully this will work out good.
So, as before, welcome, Trevor. As was said before, you guys, this is picking up from last session, where basically you guys were able to hear thanks to the intervention of his master, Sparrow. After he was up, you all, Aelar and Citizen went to find the rest of the group, who were, I believe they looked, I don't know what they were doing at the time.
Wait, who?
That's why. Hey, yeah, Citizen Aelar went to the rest of the group who were heading back to the castle. That's what it was. And that's what we'll pick up. As Whitney was off doing errands, I assume some type, and he's so busy.
Yes. Just tending to the peasant folk and the other townspeople.
And he was still in the capital of Hanak Nim, still on your vacation. So, Citizen, you exit the castle with Aelar and find the others all kind of looking for assembling in front with what appears to be coffee of some type.
Okay.
Minus Whitney, who just arrived.
Hello.
Hello to you too, Whitney. Where have you been all this time? Oh.
Where was I again?
You said that you were off dealing with the peasant folk, or with I was in public school. I think Aelar was being killed, probably calming down, probably helping get the festival back on track or something.
Yeah, but like I was back home in Leowin, right? Not on vacation anymore.
No, because you guys are still several days away from Leowin.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you guys are in the capital, Hanak.
All right. So I was there. Doing that. What about you?
Oh, you know, taking vacations. Dealing with very unsightly individuals, such as revenants and Aldwin.
He was there for that. You guys still are on vacation, I'd like to add.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't been a month yet.
Well, what do I do now? with all this spare time I still have.
There's still the matter of the revenants to deal with, Aelar says. They will return eventually.
So, what do you propose we do? Do we, keep you, like, hide you somewhere, or do we fight them?
Unfortunately, that's no longer an option. Since they found me once, now they know exactly where I am from now on, since they revenant's natural ability.
Right, well, are there any... I did have an idea. It is not the greatest idea, though. So I would ask Aelar if there are any other... Hello?
Ask Aelar. I'm changing
I'd ask Aelar if there are any other ideas he may have.
Well, what have you... Well, the ability to... the only is not contained because they can just kill themselves. They can kill themselves and come back later. And the only thing you can do is get rid of the souls of the wish. We have no access to that.
To save sort of resources. I had a proposal to let them kill Aelar. She says,
No.
slowly looking away.
I don't think that's happening.
It's not the full aspect of it, but yes.
Well, that's the only idea that's left on the table at this point. I had the same idea, Tate says.
We don't want to kill him, but we don't know how to protect him.
I'll kind of ask, wait, so you have a wish? Well, technically I do. If I use a spellbook. The only problem is that I can't use it.
Is there anyone else who
Is
can
there,
cast it?
yes, anyone in the whole capital that can cast Wish?
Probably not. I kept it under wraps after the whole debacle 3 years
Not
ago.
even your daughter?
She's not a spellcaster.
Oh. Can I cast it?
Nope, you are that is a 9th level spell. That is a 9th tier spell. You have to be 7th level or higher.
You ain't baking that in your bread!
Well, Mild.
I don't even think that's in your spell list on top of that, actually.
Deeks.
Like, let me check that. I'm actually curious. No, only those two. Only those two. Bard too. But again, no one's that high level. Yeah.
Shit.
Aelar was able to, but for some reason, every time he tries to cast certain spells, he literally can't. As he explains.
Maybe your teacher would know how to unlock your ability to use it again?
Oh, okay, yeah. Baker will know Wish at 17th level. God help us all. I'm sorry, not 17th level. 20. You don't get Wish until 20th level because how Baker's progression works.
Wait, I get it. Oh my god.
You get it at 20th instead of 17th. They push back a lot of your spell stuff.
And the campaign will probably already be over by the time I'm level 20, right?
I'm going to run this game until it's 20. That all depends on you guys.
Okay.
Anyway.
That thing I said about Aelar's teacher.
Yeah. Also, can I just say, just quick tangent. You think that's bad, Roxy? From 11th to 17th level, you only have access to 15th to 5th level spells. 5th tier spells, anyway.
What the fuck?
Yeah, for the next.
Excuse me?
Anyway, yeah. So, what is it? So yeah, Aelar was like, well, do we really want to involve him in this? I don't exactly trust him.
Involve who?
Aelar's teacher.
Correct.
Yes, Burrow. Yes, that was Whitney's idea. Yeah.
Would Sparrow have the capability to get rid of the revenants forever?
Well, he was able to warp reality on a whole, as he explained to you, I assume. So, yes. Also, we do have another choice. We let them kill me and then resurrect me with the rod of resurrection.
Great idea!
Do we have a guarantee that the resurrection will work?
As long as I have a body, it will. It's this resurrection and not raise dead. Any parts that I'm missing will come back. If they happen to behead me or something.
I mean...
I was hoping that would be a bit of a secret in the plan, but sure, let's tell everyone.
Aelar kind of looks at you and says they're more likely to go along with it if they know that I'll come back from it.
Yes, but they are less likely to be convincing if you were to die and they knew about the plan.
All the revenants care about is the fact that I'm dead. They don't care if I come back. They just want their vengeance, probably.
Yes, but we want them to pass on not knowing that you could come back.
See, that's assuming that they don't know that I have. That's assuming that they know that I can't make clones either. On top of that, so which I can't.
Sure.
We have to. We can go find him. He's probably far.
What would you like to do, Whitney? Would you like to go with the first plan, or would you like to find Spiral?
If we have to, we what?
Would you like to go with the plan to kill Aelar, or would you like to go after Spiral?
What do we have to go after Spiro for?
He is the other guy.
Basically, you can find.
Yeah, go on.
No, go ahead. You were saying.
He's the only other person who may have a way to destroy the revenants for good and may have access to Wish. He warps reality. He's
Aelar's teacher. Yeah. Yes, I would like to try pursuing that first, and if he can't help us, then I guess we'll go with Plan B, which is letting Aelar die.
right.
Right.
I don't want your boyfriend to die, B.
Roll investigation for me, please.
With or without planning? Without planning. Probably.
Oh, we assume that you were planning this? Technically, you were.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, technically I was.
Wait.
Doesn't matter regardless, it's a 23.
So basically, a plus 5. What?
On the Foundry, it doesn't have... Under saves and checks, it's just the same. Strength, dexterity, constitution. Uh-huh.
That's Wait,
I mean...
Wait, what's your skills?
Yeah, but, it doesn't have the investigation.
Wait a second here. You might have to open up your sheet itself by just double-clicking on your token.
Yeah, hold on. Attributes. Come on, can you please load? Please load. Alright. Investigation.
Yep, and add a plus 5 to it. So 15.
I'm glad you saw that because I pressed stuff just now and it's fucking still taking forever.
Yeah, I see it. Don't worry. It's probably because there's quite a bit that has to load somewhat. Alright, give me a second here. So you said yours was a what, Searson?
23.
Alright. And... Okay, so, it does take some time, which, let me go ahead and start the clock up. Is it about takes you like 15, 20 minutes? But you are able to find Spiro and his companion Evelyn. Spiro seems to be once again. You find him outside on the outskirts of the city, sitting on the coast, sitting on a cliff overlooking the coastline. Seems to be just admiring the view.
Damn it, come on.
Ooh.
And then
Greetings, Spiro.
he looks back. Oh, you all have returned. He kind of stands up, wipes himself off. Evelyn turns too. And Spiro asks, "What brings you all back?"
Oh, good. He doesn't immediately know what I'm thinking. Sorry. Force of habit. We're here to see if you have any capability to deal with that of the revenants that have been attacking Aelar.
I can. What exactly are you looking? What type of way are you looking for exactly?
We were hopefully looking for a way to just disperse them or send them to rest, so that they stop attacking Aelar. Yeah, go on.
Sorry. Prevent them from dying. We continue. Sorry.
Stop attacking Aelar and stop wasting resources on fighting them.
I assume that the revenants' bodies were destroyed. Yes.
The revenants' bodies turned to dust and ashes.
Has it been 24 hours since they've died?
Has it?
No.
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 No!
In that case, I mean, the souls are bodies. It's just the perfect when you can get rid of them.
What do you intend to do?
Well, it depends. It depends. As I did for Aelar long ago, I don't exactly do this unless I make a deal out of it. So, what are you willing to offer?
Aelar here with us?
Yes, he is.
I will pose that question to him.
Aelar thinks about him. Aelar kind of like looks slightly unamused as he's looking at Sprout. He simply says, "Well, the last time that I made a deal with him was when I convinced him to teach me Dunamancy, and that only came about after he showed me the reality of what danger the world lies in. That was our deal, and to potentially do something about it. So, his deals usually come from actions, not from specific actions, just giving him things. Well, I am. After all, there's not much you can give me in regard."
Cross my arms, or Susan crosses her arms, and deeply sighs, and turns over to Sparrow. You said, what did you give Aelar in return for his learning of Dunamancy?
I showed him.
What did Aelar give you? Excuse me.
He gave me the chance to show him. He gave me his word that he would try. Well, not his word. He told me. He proceeded to try and unite the land and save the world. Basically. Man is out of character, but that's basically what he's saying in character. Aelar's whole quest to basically conquer the land and then change reality, that was his goal.
Great. I thought out of character. I thought he was given the ability to learn Dunamancy, and in return, he was shown how bleak the world was.
Well, yeah.
How doomed it was.
Sorry, I kind of equated those two together. But yeah, basically, he showed him the long night coming, is how Sparrow explains it.
I thought that was what he was trading the Dunamancy for.
Technically, yeah. Yeah. That's what convinced Aelar to do what he wanted to do. Yeah, that's the proper word for it.
Can Aelar or one of us promise you something else?
What I was asking is if you could give me that same experience in return.
It's not exactly an easy experience to have, considering what it turned Aelar into. Yes, let's not forget that. Aelar says kind of like sarcastically.
experiences are easy. This is why we live life. If there are no difficulties or problems or hurdles, whether emotional or physical, if there are none of that, there is no point to overcome them. There is no point in life. So whatever it is, I am sure that I can handle it. May not handle it today, but it will be handled.
You dealt with 7 revenants, correct?
I don't know the number.
I'm assuming. 1, 2, 3, 4, around that number, whatever. Basically, you dealt with enough to where basically Hurl will say, well, considering that I'm dealing with more than one soul, in that case, more than one deal, all of you will experience it, minus Aelar.
I thought I was being romantic.
I mean, if you're willing to bear the burden of 7 people, I'm more than willing.
I can take on my own, thank you.
I'm sure Lou would get mad at me if I took his burdens. I'm sure everyone would be mad at me if I took their burdens, so no thank you.
But Sparrow kind of just chuckles a bit. It doesn't matter if they're mad at you. What matters is if it was worth it in the end. Do you consider it worth it, Searson, to do that regardless?
To do what?
Well, you're the one that offered. Even if they were to get angry at you for it, would you do it anyway?
I have no reason to get mad if they don't know. Whitney, you'll keep this a secret, right?
About what?
Exactly.
No, seriously.
Very well. And
you will keep it a secret that I'm taking all of their burdens.
Okay.
Good, then.
Sparrow steps forward. Aelar, if everyone wants to step on the floor, he kind of like stands off to your side, and Sparrow then proceeds to like basically the tip of his fingers kind of touch your forehead, and you are basically thrown through this whiplash for a moment before you land on basically a coast of fire and brimstone.
Is it just Searson saying this?
It's just Searson.
I'll keep to myself and start counting.
As you're counting, you see that the coast of fire and brimstone is next to lava. It's just Searson experiencing this, by the way. You see coming out of lava, basically, or this river of lava and souls is basically these creatures that you probably would assume are the demons that you've heard referenced a few times in the past, and these monstrous looking entities come charging out of the sea, and they rush past you, and you see them heading towards what scattered and battered battlements and fortresses, as you see other creatures that look more devilish in nature trying to hold their ground against them. And while you're standing, basically the landscape is moving for you, as basically you're being pulled through, and you basically see these devils trying to fight off these creatures and horribly failing, as then eventually you see these creatures and you then see these people in this creature and spore, this woman that appears to be made of corpses, a multi-armed figure with multiple faces, a horned minotaur-like creature, and more, just leading these demons and slaughtering every devil in sight. And you see, in a far ways away, you see what appears to be a devil with a crown, who appears to be sitting on a throne, and behind him is a portal, and through it you see Acria. And you can tell that second by second, those demonic creatures are getting closer and closer and closer to those portals. And as they do get closer, you're pulled through the portal, figuratively, and you come out to the northern shore of Acria, of where the Sixen Empire is. Finally enough, you do see Ragus peddling wares, but you see that the north is getting colder and colder and colder as the demons get closer to the portal. And then you see multiple things. You see orcs being told by their gods to prepare for war, them raiding the shore, them raiding Sixen towns. You see the gnolls going insane and attacking everyone around them. You see cults in cloaked robes sacrificing blood and lives and everything to help these demons. And you see day wane more and more and more as it becomes more and more rare for even the Light Brother to appear. And you realize that eventually that's when everything goes black, as the sun is blotted out and it becomes an endless night of cold and death as Acria is swept by demonic forces eventually. But as the vision comes to an end, you do see the forces of basically Acria stand against this demonic threat. And strangely enough, you remember Aelar describing it you remember it being described as bleak, but it's strange that a bleak note with Acria being consumed. It ends with these heroes and gods alike standing against the demons. And for a brief moment, you do see yourself standing amongst them, along with a cloaked figure with the sword of unity in hand, and that's when your vision ends.
What? That's it?
However, as you come out of it, Sparrow looks confused as he says, "That's not what it was before."
What do you mean?
That was not what I showed Aelar.
What'd you show?
He looks very confused for a moment as he takes several steps back. And he says, "When I showed," and then he looks up at basically all of you. When I showed Aelar the future, I saw nothing but death, destruction, dismay. That was not what I saw when I gave it to you. You're different. You all are.
I'm starting to think that this difference is a good thing.
What's that? Sparrow looks definitely confused, and as he says, "I've never seen that point in history before."
Going to step a bit more forward towards him. You dealt with the revenants, have you?
Very well, we do have a deal. And then he simply snaps his fingers, and he says, "Done." Their souls will move on to the afterlife now without having to hunt you down.
She smirks. Well, I hope you're right. And I hope that whatever you gave me is more correct than you think it is.
Seems so. I'll have to keep an eye out now. He then walks back to the cliff and sits down. I assume that'll be all then?
Not everything.
What else then?
Aelar has your eyes, or had them for a moment. Do you mind telling me why that is?
Sparrow then sighs and then stands back up and turns and simply says, because Aelar is of my blood.
Look back at Aelar, look back at him.
Aelar looks just as shocked. Aelar looks shocked when he hears that, to be honest.
I kind of says, they... Write that down, write that down!
And Aelar kind of says, but how? You and I aren't even... Well, for Eternals, it's not just blood relation that can allow us to create children of eternity. When we spend enough time around people, we can let our very nature rub off on them. And you let yours rub off on me? Yes. I thought that it might be best because I had a feeling that you might see where I failed, and you might have needed more power. So, real quick, Sparrow showed the vision to Searson, and then when Searson asked why Aelar had his eyes, Sparrow has revealed that Aelar is related to Sparrow.
Oh shit.
But yeah, anyway. And he simply says, but unfortunately you failed in that regard, as you couldn't even get to the point where you could warp reality to do it. And when you did it to wipe yourself instead, it seems that even with a bit of my power, your changes don't last. But yours do? Yes, they do. Does that answer everything you needed to know?
Fuck. What was that last answer you said?
Oh.
Real quick, I was writing stuff down.
Basically, he was saying that the reason why I gave you your powers is because I had a feeling that you might try to do what I did and basically change the world to save it. And unfortunately, when he instead used that power to wipe himself from everyone's memories, it didn't last, proving Sparrow wrong. That even with a bit of eternal power, Aelar's changes can't be permanent.
Yeah, the world doesn't work in absolutes.
Which means that I'm the only one that can permanently change the world. Or Eternals like me, anyway.
Yes, I'm sure Ares is still trying to work that out.
Ares didn't come after you to change the world. He came after you to spite me.
Can't you explain?
Aelar's of my blood. Thrin reminds him of someone that he once knew. Never harbinger of shadows. If he went after the three of them, then he knows that he would destroy someone that I cared about, and would also stop me if I ever had ideas. And then he looks to Lou and says, I could, but in order to be able to do so, but in order to be able to do so, let me rephrase. I can, but requires someone's help. And he looks to Aelar. And then Aelar just says, no. Pass.
You have beef!
Funny. But yeah, Aelar just just declines outright, and Spiro says, "See my point?" And Aelar kind of looks at you and says, "No, we are not changing the world just so that way, just like people can forget that the Warring States period ever happened. That's, as I explained before when I first met your father and the rest of the group, I learned my mistake in that regard. That's not the right thing to do. It's not my place to change everyone's lives because I think it would be better."
There is a saying that if you do not learn from history, you are doomed to repeat the same mistake. So, do with that what you will. So it was a bad thing that happened, but if it didn't, then we would know not what
Could you change?
to
I was a real that could only
happen.
affect the future. And then Spiro proceeds to explain, you can't change the future. What specific events that are meant to happen will always happen. I thought I was about to say.
Oh, what do you think?
I was about to say Aelan. Scream! Anyway, Spillman proceeds to explain. Basically, he creates like this line with big dots in them and smaller dots in them. Imagine for a moment that this is time. Yes, very, very average, but just assume that it's time. These are big events, for example, and then he proceeds to push up the long night. This, no matter what we do, no matter how hard we try, the long night is coming. Nothing will change that. The demons that you saw will break out, they will lay devastation to the land, and will slaughter millions. That is destined to happen. Whether they succeed or not, that is a whole other thing entirely. This, and then he motions to the long night, is the farthest I can see. With all my power, I can only see this far. However, big events, he holds up the long night sphere, are set in stone. They will happen. Smaller events, he then proceeds to show, for example, let's go with Dion's death in this case. Like, suddenly he holds up the sphere, it's black, and then when it opens up, it shows Dion's death. These are in flux. These are smaller events will not change, he motions to the big sphere, these events. You can change something small, but the big things will never change. You can say people go back in time, and he shows the future Nerul that showed up to influence things. They influence them to their proper place, and then he shows another big moment in time, which shows Nerul becoming the Harbinger. In matter of speaking, yes, because your father's death was insignificant to the matter of time. In the grand scheme of things, if all of you, if the entire capital city he motions over to it, were to die right now, those tens of thousands of deaths would not matter at all to time's flow. A few of it, but not all. Nothing. What, the big changes? Nothing. As I tried again and again and again, things of enough magnitude will not change. To some people, this would be depressing or make them stop living. But that's why I'd rather focus on the things that can be influenced.
Like what?
For example, I want to change reality, not to stop the long night, but to give people peace and quiet before the eventual slaughter comes. They deserve that much. They deserve that change. But they won't be. But then Aelar cuts in. They won't be satisfied with it.
They also wouldn't be prepared.
Now you start to sound like those who would prefer to keep the land the way it is. Looking slightly disappointed. To allow thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of people to slaughter themselves just because that's the way it should be.
You know what? Fuck you. Sorry. You know what? She's gonna narrow her eyes. Maybe we do.
And so throw simply sighs. And just like that, you said, and just like that, you have fallen to the decay of blood and death.
Rather than already having the knife through your chest before you even noticed.
Say that again?
It's better to fight against the enemy than to already have the knife through your chest before you even notice.
Why have the fight? Mortals fighting amongst themselves isn't going to help things when the demons come and kill all of you, regardless of your race or creed.
We are here to fight the demons. We are here to let them know. We are here to prepare them to fight the demons. If you do this, we have no preparation. We have no knowledge of this beforehand. They just come and they wipe us all out.
Well, for the mortals maybe, but your gods have already planned in advance. Why do you think your gods haven't warned you about the long night? Why do you think it's the light brother, the dark brother? None of these these greater beings have warned you all.
Don't care what the gods say or don't about my life, my fate.
At some point in the future, I'd hoped to approach this question to see if I could convince you, but I see that is not going to be the case. Very well. Then I suppose I'll say this. I'll say this then. He then opens his eyes. First he looks disappointed, but then he opens his eyes, and then you see that he has this hard look at them as he simply says, "There's a war coming. I'd hoped to avoid it, but it seems that it will come regardless. And it looks like the enemy that I'll be facing it will be you." Maybe I should have let Ares do what he wanted in this case.
So that you can control fate?
No. So that way I could give this world some peace before the inevitable bloodshed. But because it seems that you'd rather let Acria step down the same path that's been walking for 500 years, and if that's the case, then you are just as much my enemy as they are.
Yeah, be prepared for the slaughter it's about to face.
There is no preparing. Spiro says, "There's nothing that can prepare you for this. You will die. They will die. Whether a few die now, a few die later. You all die. The only question is, are they going to die with a few happy memories left, or will they die remembering nothing, sitting in a village filled with people they loved and cared about?"
For the right cause.
There is no cause worth doing it. Many of my brothers and sisters thought the same exact thing, and look at where we are. He motions to the world.
And you think Serenity is going to fix all that?
It's better than sitting in endless depression depression mired by nothing but depression.
It's sitting in reality.
We gave you this world, and you've done.
You are giving us
every step
real.
of the
You
way.
are not giving us anything real.
I'm giving you something more real than what you currently live in. You live in hell.
You are literally giving us nothing.
At least, if they are given the ability to fight, they will have hope that they can do it. And you don't know. So what your little vision says that we will lose. I don't have to believe in your vision.
Aelar chuckles, but you know for the, and then he pauses.
For 2 seconds, yes, preach, Whitney.
Hope. Oh, you son of a bitch!
What? What did I say?
Not you, Whitney. Your name. Your name means hope, Sparrow. That's what he meant. The Eternal, Sparrow's name, it means hope. He said that he wanted to ruin the Hope's plan.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
You were planning this from the start, weren't you?
I accidentally cracked a code.
No, you made Aelar.
Good job, Whitney.
No, when Whitney said hope, that's what made Aelar's brain turn like, wait a fucking minute.
Okay,
but I gotta take some credit for that.
Yeah. I was wondering if anyone was gonna bring up hope, and I was like, finally!
Bring it up eventually, Jesus.
Survey says hope.
Go.
Anyway, but then he looks at Sparrow and says, hope. Hope is the same person that sent Galen to go after Leowyn. Are you? So that Sparrow simply stands up straight. Yes. Every death you've faced, every enemy you've faced,
What?
What brought you all together was me. I had to pull our back to the world to convince him, but instead, he convinced others his folly.
The master plan has been exposed. I need to write that shit down, I guess. Actually, can someone write that down?
That's gonna be in my head, but yeah, I can just write down.
Cool, thanks. I'll pull out my notes if you do.
So what exactly do what exactly do I need to write?
Sparrow's plan.
Oh, that's in my head, so yeah, I don't need to write that down. I'm good. Anyway, Sparrow simply says, I'd hoped to convince you once more to join my side in this, but if this is the way it must be, then so be it. And what does that mean? It means that I thought that Hanak would be the one to finally help give the world the peace it needed. But it's not. And as such, I have no choice but to turn my gaze elsewhere. You can try and attack me if you'd wish, but you won't kill me. There's a reason why we have Eternal in our name. And then
you can't slow down an Eternal.
And as you say that, Illum, Evelyn, you see like crackles of some type of energy seem to flare in Evelyn's eyes as she steps forward.
Oh no! Trevor, you gotta stop! Trevor, you gotta stop!
You dare! She growls.
Trevor, please.
Stop! Stop!
And Sparrow simply puts her hands on Evelyn's shoulder. There's no need. I suppose that's the side we find ourselves on.
Okay, we're on opposite teams now. Switching sides.
Evelyn then simply scoffs. You can believe that all you wish. But I've seen firsthand how wrong you people are. I've seen our kingdoms turn to dust over those very ideals that you believe in. In the end, it doesn't
You think
matter.
you're so much bigger than us, don't you?
Actually, this is Evelyn. She's not even eternal. She's saying this.
Well, then, fucking no way.
Go on. Go on.
Go ahead.
No, I
Go
don't
off.
even remember.
You can say that to Spiro if you want.
You think you're so much bigger than us, don't you?
Spiro then says, "But we were the ones who gave you Acria. Why do you think you exist?"
Because we have autonomy? We are not children. We should be able to decide our own fate without your consent.
If that was the case, we wouldn't have had to destroy ourselves to let you have this world. Then the Dark Brother and Light Brother wouldn't have given me the goal to make sure that your world continues to exist. As such, I will follow that to the last, if I have to stand against many of you to do so.
Yes, but we will all have something that you will not.
Hey! Josh! Get off of her! Sorry.
No, the thing is that Spiro wants to help. Anyway, and what's that? Spiro asks.
You may have all your serenity, all your peace, your dreams, and your goals. But by doing that, you kill the very thing that your name stands for. Hope.
Hold on, wait. I have to pull up my English to French translation.
Oh my goodness.
Ah! Okay.
Are you about to check to see if hope in English translates to no?
No. I'm doing something different entirely.
Okay.
Manger ma short!
He understands
Eat
that.
my shorts!
Oh my goodness.
Eat my
Spiro simply says, "Dealing with children once again."
Excusez-moi, putain! You have to fight me? Just...
And then, in a brief moment, Spiro snaps his fingers as time stands still, and he simply says, as he simply says, "If you really wish to do so, we can."
Okay, but maybe not though. Don't call me a child. I am a grown-ass woman of 38 years old.
Who
don't
just
talk
said
to me
eat
like
my
that.
shorts.
And
And then he agrees this time.
you want to say something to me, Cecile?
Evelyn
Go.
then speaks in that language you guys can understand, but Aelar does, from what you can tell, and he simply Spiro shakes his head. Regardless, I've said my piece. I've given my side of things. If you do not wish to fight for it, then so be it. As I said before, a war is coming. But instead of us being on the same side, we'll be on different ones.
So it may seem.
And since I'll be fighting against a relic, if I'll be fighting against a relic of the old world, I'll need one of my own. He's staring at Aelar as he says that.
Guys, quit fighting. Hit me. Please. Sorry, what happened?
He simply said, Spiro said, if I'm facing a relic of the old world, referring to Aelar, I'm gonna need one of my own then.
You better start looking now.
I already have one in mind, he says. I'll be sure to let the Tempest King know what's to come. Enjoy what time of peace you have left. Soon, for I suppose that we fight for the fate of Takira in this case. If you seem hell bent on staying to your course, then so shall I. And they simply open the portal. But don't be surprised if the very same people that you fought for fight against you in this case. After all, and as he walks the portal, he says, "After all, I can already see seeds of disloyalty spawning in Leowin, and when those seeds finally sprout, well, let's just say that I gave you a choice." And then he walks through, and everyone follows soon after, seems to stare at you all for a moment before walking towards the portal.
I think I'm done with this vacation, Aelar.
And walks through, and portal closes. And he said, and Aelar says, "I was hoping for a nice, quiet month with nothing to worry about."
Well, what is there not to worry about when you have all this inevitability going on?
Well, as you say,
Looks around.
Well, to yourself, there's still hope.
Yes. She says, kind of assessing the situation and shithole she just put herself into.
No, at least we know what's coming with bro. Seems like a war. If he says a war is coming, that means forces. And considering, I think I know what his forces will be.
He's bringing the Tempest King's forces?
If I had to hazard a guess, it won't just be his.
Who else's?
Well, if he's fighting against Hanak, who'd be a good enemy to bring with you?
You might want to start talking this. It is not Halag, is it? Is the name of the country south of us?
No, it is not Halag. If you want to, you can look at the map of Takira.
Yatiris?
Nope.
No.
Go to car. You're found. You can go to Takira map to see.
I had to switch from my notes, my dude.
Okay, sorry.
It is called Halag. Oh no, Umiig. Okay. It is called. I'm not wrong. Halag is right there.
Halag is west of us. It is not south.
Oh my god! Well, look where Umiig is. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's over here.
Fine. Oh yeah, that's why you can't. Hold on. I forgot. You guys can't see.
You're right. It's Umiig. You're right.
No, I realize why.
Umiig, and it's.
I realize why you guys couldn't see what I saw, but there we go.
Oh yeah, we can see that now.
Yeah, I turned it up before because I think someone said that it was in the way. So.
Oh god, Umiig's only twice our size, and probably twice that in military. And only contains, Whitney's homeland. Thank god.
Well, we have plenty we can still expand to, and we can find allies. Besides, not the size.
Yes.
Besides, not the country that matters. Size of the country that matters. It's the force you have behind you.
I've got a nasty idea.
What would that be?
If Spro really is bringing the Tempest Empire into this, and the Empire of Umiig, then I see our best course of action is to start with the Sixen Empire.
True. If they're not. I heard that they might be dealing with a lot of chaos currently due to orc raids, but if they can muster some forces, then we could potentially counter the alliance with one of our own. There is the dwarves as well.
There's the dwarves as well, but from what I've been gathering so far, diplomatic incursions have been falling flat because they have been very sporadic. They're very new and not unified.
True. There's the Lupin wolf pharaoh coming towards our lands as well, from what that letter we got from Grail seems to tell us.
Refugees?
The
war table things.
Yeah, the Lupin and wolf pharaoh refugees.
Yeah.
And then
We
Aelar
could start arming them.
Yeah, and then Aelar said, and Aelar simply sighs. That means, but the main issue that we face now is the disunity of Hanak. Though, that could be a strength.
What do you mean by that?
Our allies are our ally. Technically speaking, Sporo wishes to create a world where everyone is unified and not fighting amongst themselves, right? He views disunity as weakness, which means he underestimates disunity. But the thing about Hanak is that we've gotten stronger because we've had to rely on ourselves. Leowyn wouldn't have rose without the fact that no one else was going to save us, right?
Correct.
So what if... I'm mainly rambling, but I have the thought that maybe the more independent the different lords of Hanak become, maybe the stronger they'll get too. It's because yeah, he's just gonna stop there. And maybe that same thing can be used against Umayig.
Let's have a test run of your theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Dwarven Kingdoms are very disunified right now. If you really want to prove that theory to use, get them to join our side.
Seems like a good strategy. And on the other end of that, we could see how it fares for someone that is unified already. Maybe try to put disunity within the ranks of Umayig.
Yes.
I thought I'd be a large-scale war like this, but then we're pulled right back into another one. I picked quite the group to go with, didn't I?
You know what Spiro said. You didn't pick it anyways.
Well, no matter what,
the way I see it, he picked his own war.
Well, I choose to believe that the reason we ran into each other was because we chose to. No matter what he says on the matter. And then he'll then say something in Tikriel to Searson.
Shit, I'm getting that sexy DM.
Oh my goodness. DM.
Sexy DM.
Sexy DMs. So just real quick, sort of an out of character goal of mine. I want to work on building a relationship with the Sixen Empire.
Mm-hmm. Well, you
for the time being.
To help out.
I no longer want to build a relationship with the Sixen Empire.
Really?
No, I change it. I still want to do it, but I want to bring Terrence with me on that sort of thing, because Terrence has a better relationship with Ragus than I do. I'm sorry. It's just how it works.
Right.
So I feel like Terrence and I should work on that. Aelar is going for the Dwarven Mountains to see the disunity there. I think we need to gather as many allies as we can. A good way to look for allies. Tate has a crime family within the Tempest Kingdom that could stir some either espionage or discourse. Is anyone writing this down?
Give me a second. Hold up. Okay. God damn it. So, my hands are cold, so I'm just gonna take more to write this. But okay, talk to Sixen Empire.
So I've kind of got an idea for each and every party member if they wish to hear it.
Okay.
And then Tate has crime family.
Yes. So Tate and Whitney will be dealing with the crime family sort of syndicate there, and dealing with espionage and probably discourse within the Tempest Empire, because they're the only two members who have been that far west.
in Tempest Empire. All right. Oh,
I feel like, yeah.
and then I will also say, technically, at this point, you could try. Well, no, Aelar would maybe see if they can pull the current ruling family of Ume to their side, perhaps. Maybe see if they can cut that off at the heel, cut that off the bud. Rather.
Okay. Who would be best with dealing
With that. Car? Ooh.
Wait, what happened?
Damn, God has stolen me from the Discord. Can you repeat what you said?
I said, okay, you got out there. So basically, you wanted to know who you sent for Umieg to what?
Oh no, yeah. Who would be best for dealing with that royal family?
Well, you do
Umieg.
know that Rainier, Kaladin's brother, from a character, was an apprentice to the Grand Architect of Umieg.
So, would sending the Lastimosa family over be a good idea?
Yeah, probably Rainier more than, because Allison can't leave because she's treasurer. Kaladin's the spy master, so he can basically be wherever to do his thing. So Rainier might be good.
Okay.
So technically the Eligard family in
Rainier.
this case.
I want Aldwin to deal with the home front. I think Aldwin is best with the home front. Spiro did say that there will be a lot of disloyalty problems within Hanak, and maybe especially within Leowin, and I need Aldwin there to take care of that when that happens.
Yeah, I was about to say, because he specifically referred to Leo when he said that.
Yes. So Aldwin is the interior man, interior crocodile alligator. In aiding with him, I feel as if both Alum and his wife, I forget his wife's name.
Corey.
I knew it was Corey, but I didn't want to say that because that was Cookie's character.
No, not Corey. Not Corey. Corey. No, hold up.
Corey.
That.
Yes. I got you.
Yes, Corey was the kitsune.
Corey.
Anyway.
Yeah, I feel like she might be good as well, just due to their noble backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's got some things going on with many noble families is really good for increasing either unity or disunity, depending on which theory works.
Mm-hmm.
And Aldwin will be very important for when the time has come to bring Leowin or bring Hanak together. I want to stick Alum in that sort of bout, but I think Alum might actually work better with perhaps the Sixen Empire or the dwarves.
Also, and then Aelar's going to suggest this, but he's going to say, I say this, it'd be a good idea to bring in the royal family on this.
This is true. That is the first thing, above all else, that we need to let them know that this threat is, like, real and happening. Good. And we don't do it at a party, because that would hurt our party favor. Nah, JK, that was an inside joke. Well, it's not an inside joke. It's just a joke. That didn't go far.
No, I hear what you say.
It's like, oh yes, we gotta let the royal family know of this impending doom and this war that's coming along. We gotta do it not at a party, because that would hurt our party favor. Get us thrown out and we'd lose the whole game.
Good one.
Wait,
I got
is that from Wheel of Time?
No,
Inquisition.
it's a Dragon Age joke. Thank you for that card.
Oh, see, I thought you were referring to Lady Diamond's party.
No.
Oh, minus.
No.
I remembered that one, sorta.
Alright,
Nice.
okay, so can I assume that you're doing this planning when you go after you go to tell the queen this?
As we're going to tell, I am officially printing out a map of Takira just for this godforsaken war thing that we've got going on.
So when you tell the queen,
Just for you.
when you tell the queen that it's in her private meeting hall with her and Aelar's brother / the queen's uncle Edron, and her immediate reaction is, "I'm sorry. What empire and go to war with who?"
Around. Have you heard of him?
No, I haven't actually. You're saying that he's
Oh,
Aelar?
yes. He's Aelar's teacher.
Yes. He taught my father Dunamancy.
Yes.
He
wants to go to war
with Hanak.
And he's using the Tempest Empire and Umieg. Those are the two known allies. He may have potential others.
And when is the supposed war gonna happen?
We don't know.
You see her just rub her face for a moment, and she kind of looks at her dad, and she just says, "No, this is not what I expected when you came back into the limelight. But I should have expected this." And Aelar just says, "You really should have."
Shut up.
Adron just seems to be. You see Adron kind of like opening up a book and just writing down what appears to be notes and stuff. He says, "Okay, if that's the case, then we're going to need to increase production here. We're going to have to expand this way to do that."
It is most ideal if we gather one ally of ourselves.
Yes.
Else we'd be fighting a 1-on-2 war, and we would most likely lose.
At the very least, we do have terrain on our side. On top of the fact that they'd be able to field their forces left, since one of them comes from across the continent.
This is true, but they could also potentially go through the dwarf lands, and that would be a problem.
True. But from what I've gathered, the dwarves don't seem to be that kind of people. Though they are letting the loop into their lands. Adron's kind of like just muttering to himself, like, "Hold on, I gotta give a thing."
Wait
a second. Okay, good. This is basically what he's doing. But anyway, he's a sigh. I assume that this is only for us here, correct? As everyone in this room.
This will not leave this room. Granted, no one is scrying on us.
My castle is scrying. Oh good. You picked that lesson up for me.
That's lovely. Well, granted, no one is spying. This does not leave, and as I am told, I'm great at keeping secrets.
Spy master, yes, I say this out of character.
This is true. I imagine that all members of the party are here to hear this, so we don't have to worry about spreading it to them.
Yeah, don't worry. I write out a thing and make everyone. Okay, so this has been revealed.
Wait, what happened?
Basically, you guys
Or
you're talking to the queen and revealing to her that with the BBEG and his evil plan, or his plan, he's not evil in this case.
The BBNG.
BBAG, the big bad antagonist guy.
Big bad neutral guy. Big bad guy. He's just a guy.
Big bad baby bitch.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa! Great. Yeah. Anyways, war's been declared. It is a 2v1 right now, so it is most ideal. best idea if at least we get one alliance, either with the dwarves or with the Sixen Empire. Please.
And probably, and
I
at this
don't care how it's done.
And at this point, probably want to start consuming more land on top of that.
This is true. There's fresh land over to the west. That might do.
One of which just collapsed thanks to rampaging genocidal numerous gnolls.
Yes, well. They probably wouldn't fare well against a unified force.
True.
Or at least that combined with the Lupins.
Yes, we could see we could end their madness, but I don't know what's causing that.
We could potentially do it, but what is your cause?
No, Aelar was just like, he thinks he knows what's causing it.
What is the cause?
Oh. He then says, well, considering what we've both seen, I'd like to imagine the demons. Which means that they might be more of a lost cause than anything else. We're on a
Probably not for the best.
We're on a timetable here, unfortunately. Hopefully his war comes while we're all still
You can try to
alive.
recruit some that are not deranged.
True. See if there's any left out there that haven't fallen under the demons cell or whatever it's causing it.
I'm sure they'd be willing to accept anybody who's willing to accept gnolls.
True.
I don't believe anyone is.
I mean, we have a gnoll in our town.
Oh yeah, sure, we do.
Keeps a white.
Oh, real.
Helps out the barber.
Yeah.
I love him.
Love him?
I love him.
I'm sure Aloon's got ideas. Aloon, where did you want to go? Like, what ally do you think we should get, or do you want to increase stability? Allies is more likely to join if we're already pretty powerful.
Yeah, you guys, like, I'm gonna be honest, you are literally one of the two standing powers in the East.
I'm asking for, in the very least, a guarantee of independence from one of the nations. That's the most RTS way of putting it.
Okay, Stellaris player.
That's the most Stellaris way of putting it, yes. I ask for them to be alright if we declared war, or if they declared war on us. I want at least one other person to go and declare war as a result.
Well,
that may cause one of the two factions to back off.
Well, once the Tempest King finds out I'm alive, he will not back off. He will not stop until he kills me.
Then we need to have someone who will not stop until the Tempest King stops.
Well, you have that, he says. He says that with a bit of a smile on his face.
But there is also Umieg. We need something to overpower Umieg.
Well, no, the problem is that Spro plans on telling the Tempest King that Aelar is alive, so that counts out the bag now.
Yeah, the moment that happens, they're declaring war.
Well, at best, they're immediately declaring war. At best, they're going to start preparing to declare war. Or is it the opposite?
Yeah. They're pretty much going to declare war.
Yeah. The question is when.
That is... politically speaking, that's going to happen. Fuck if I know what his teleport... He could have instantly teleported over that he may already know. And if he does, that's a huge fucking problem. Because we ain't got no preparation. We got, maybe 2 allies.
Aelar then sighs and says, well, there is one force that we might be able to contact to convince to come to our side. The same force that felled me, Aelar.
Who?
He then looks at you. The Mages Guild.
Oh.
I know in some cases, in most cases they stay away from conflict, but considering that they'd be fighting a worse version of me, I think they might be willing to...
Not only would they be fighting a worse version of you, they're fighting a worse version of you who just broke several laws dealing with the restrictions on magic.
Oh.
And is... What?
Oh, Leah's gonna love this one.
And Isn't his goal to control the fate of other people? Creating a mass spell that removes memory?
Oh, Leah is going to love this.
She's going to love you.
Huh. Also, another thing that we need to do, we need to figure out how to remove the block on my head that's stopping me from casting higher level spells.
I'm pretty sure Leah knows how to do that.
He then pauses. Why do I get the feeling she's the one that did it?
I don't know, was she the one who did it? Your Majesty.
Elu doesn't know.
Elu doesn't know?
Elu doesn't know, and neither does Aelar. That's the. If Leo was the one who did it, she wouldn't tell people that she did it. Probably.
Fucking, I don't know. I don't know who's like high up in the fucking ranks of the Magus Guild.
Well, there's Leah's mother, Galonadel, who's part of the Major Conclave.
That's who it is. Leah's mother. I thought Leah's mother was the queen.
No,
Politics.
Leah's mother is the leader of the Eastern Conclave, or I was on the council for it. I'm sorry.
Politics. Yeah. Regardless, asking Leah will probably yield results.
We can convince her anyway.
That's probably not a problem.
You assume. I did kill her mother. Keep that in mind. Your mother might have come back thanks to Clonespo, but I did kill her and lied to her for several years.
Yes, but Sparrow is threatening a war that's killing thousands of people.
Spite's a heavy motivator, as I think we've both seen.
Yes.
Also, I dread to say this, but we might need to call in Thrin and Aelar on this.
Seems like your department of people.
Yes, though, because Nerul is technically, supposedly, Nerul has the power similar to an Eternal at this point, and then Thrin has Ares in him. Sweet mummified maiden. Ugh.
As interesting as that sounds, I think regardless of the situation, Ares would be more than likely to throw some shade at Sparrow.
True, though that's if he's awake. If not, then we have to rely on Thrin's control over Ares' powers. And I don't know where he is right now since he left with Fenris. Though for all I know, it could have been years from his point of view.
Okay. I see that someone's writing a lot, so thank you for writing.
Oh.
If it's not it's okay. You're good. I just like the sound of typing.
Sorry.
Typing ASMR.
Typing ASMR.
It's okay. I'll eventually write down a list of all the allies and generally who I think would be best on trying to get them. But like, sort of my priority right now is just something with either the Sixth Empire and the Dwarves, then expanding west. We could do both at the same time. Not too sure though. Earlier we can get this to a 2v2, the happier this will be.
Yes, especially since, and that's when a messenger kind of like bursts in. You were
Of course.
Am I interrupting?
No interrupting. Come on in. Have a seat. Have tea.
The messenger quickly rushes over to the queen and hands a letter to her. This is for you. And then she opens up the letter, reads it, and then she looks up at the messenger. Am I the only one who knows about this? Yes. Your spy master asked them to give this to you directly once they found out. Good. Make sure that no one. Good. Tell the captain of the guard to start preparing. Tell the captain of the guard to start preparing just in case things start to get heated. And then the messenger nods and leaves. So
I guess that's something. Yeah, go on.
She then puts the letter down. So, that idea of potentially convincing the monarchs of Umayik to join to our side?
Been assassinated, probably.
No, they've been overthrown.
Oh, that's even worse. Because they're still alive.
They've been overthrown by a more popular leader who has claimed that he will who has claimed as his goal to unite the East.
Oh, lovely. Who is that?
Calls himself the Unifying King. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of titles to throw around by the end of
Fakest
this.
smile on her face.
The fakest smile on Jason's face.
Fakest smile.
Oh my god.
Alright. Ally gathering. War prepping. Yay. No.
So Umayik and Tempest are now definitely enemies in this case.
Yes.
Great.
But on the bright side, we got ourselves. We have this council. We are moving our capital. And we could expand west.
Yes. There's still the nobles that will continue to expand north as the Sixth Empire's holdings fall apart. There's that. Alright. Looks like we're in for the long haul, and then.
Okay. I think. Alright. That is all that I wish to tell. We will try to keep each other in check with the status of our war preparations, if that's okay.
She nods. Yes. No. At this point, it's best
The
that
queen
she's-
as well.
that's what the queen nods. She kind of says,
Gotcha.
okay, so at this juncture, it'd be best for you all, as much as I've loved having you all in the capital, and as much as I'd love for you all to experience the wonderful festival here, I think it's best that you return to Leowin at some point. In less than the time that you said that you'd be on vacation. So please do not spend a month on vacation.
It's okay. I wasn't really a huge fan of vacations anyways. Well, I am ready to go whenever you are. Council.
Right.
And, of course, lions.
So, I think it's best to just end it here.
Well, I guess that's up to you.
Alright.
Unless you guys have anything else you want to do. I mean, we can keep going. I have more stuff I can do, but I'm just like...
It's up to you. I mean, my main concern is just making sure that everyone's here for it.
Yeah.
I think what happened is a very big drop.
Mm-hmm. So with
And
that,
I'm sure other people would want to be here for that.
yeah, so with that, we're going to stop here then.